Look who's here.
Hi, Pam. How are you?
Oh my gosh, we've been waiting for you. We are loving living here.
I can imagine. Look at the view. This is amazing.
It is great. And our house is so little that we spend as much time outside as we possibly can, which takes us into the nighttime hours.
Sure.
And it gets dark. I mean, I've tried candles in
Was that a
glasses.
little too windy?
Very too windy, and they fall over and they break. I've tried, battery powered ones and they get wet.
Okay.
And it's always a constant battle. So I was hoping that maybe you guys had some solutions for us.
Well, I think we probably have a couple of options. And looking around, it looks like you have some other lights on the house already, the floodlight, the overhead. But I'm guessing that's probably a little too bright at night, kind of in your face, not what you're really looking for. Looking for something a little more comfortable that you can sit around and enjoy and have a soft ambient light, something like that.
Right.
So let's take the deck furniture off, kind of get everything opened up and take a look, and we'll go over a couple of options.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, so here's what I think we have for a solution. We have this LED tape that's actually waterproof that we can slide underneath the deck rail.
That's cool.
And we have this track that goes with it. So we'll put the track underneath, glue this tape to the bottom side of the track, and that'll keep it in place. Again, waterproof, it should hold up down here pretty well and give you some nice, soft ambient light underneath it, so it'll let you see at night, but it's not gonna be blinding.
I love how you're gonna connect it because the winds rip out here.
It does.
So that is really smart to do that.
Yeah, it would never hold up on its own, just mounted to the underside of that rail.
Right.
The other nice thing about this setup is they come in sections that are 3 feet long in this case. You can get them larger, smaller, whatever you need, but this worked for our application. If one section should fail down the road, all you have to do is unscrew it, remove it, install the new one, and screw it in.
Wow.
Nice and easy. What do you think?
I can't believe we haven't done this sooner.
All right, let me go grab some tools and we'll get to work.
All right, great.
All right, so I'm gonna start by measuring where we wanna mount the lights and where they wanna go. And to do that, we'll take a look at this. And we know we don't wanna have them too close to that front edge.
Right, you don't want to be able to see them.
We don't wanna see them. So we wanna go a little further back. So somewhere around there.
Oh, that'd be much smarter.
Yeah, so I'm thinking something looks like about maybe 1.5 inches back.
That'd be great.
So we'll start by mounting the track to the front edge, that 1.5 inches back. We'll get that into place, and then we'll start snapping the lights in. So now I'm just going to use an alcohol wipe to wipe down the plastic track to get the oil off so the tape will stick a little better. So now that the track's in, we can go ahead and install the tape. So what we're going to do is just peel the starting edge off a little bit,
All right.
get it started, and then you can see the track.
Yep.
So we're going to want this part just to be at the edge of the outside of the track. So we're going to snap that in, and we want to tuck it all the way up inside there so it sticks. All right, Pam, so we're gonna go ahead and connect these now. So we're just gonna take the little blank out of the end and then take that feed wire portion. It just pulls straight out. Oh. There you go.
Okay. And then
we're gonna take the feed wire end out on the other side. Same thing, just unthread it and give it a little tug.
okay.
Screw those together. A little gasket inside, and that makes a waterproof connection. And now pull the plug out. Perfect. And just screw them together.
Nice and tight.
All right, the next step, now that we have the connections made for this portion, is we're just going to tuck the wires out of the way and staple them up. Now, so we're kind of lucky here. We have a little gap underneath this handrail, so we can actually slide this underneath a little bit and tuck this out of the way. Then we can staple it and you won't see anything. If we didn't have this and we had to run this a little further, we don't want this connector sitting out here in the way where you're going to see it. So they actually make a small jumper that we can put in between these to keep that thin wire tucked against the groove and still make the connectors go in the back. So we're just going to stuff this in just a little bit, roll that to the back, get it out of the way so we don't see it, and then just get a staple on it to hold it up. All right, that's the last one being fastened in. Might be wondering why we still have 2 hanging left.
Yeah.
So these are where we're going to bring our feed wires. So we're going to actually come from the power source, come over here, tie this in. The reason we have 2 is because the length of run. We didn't want to plug all these strips in together because when we get to the tail end, we have the potential of watching it start to dim because of voltage drop. So what we're going to do is take our feed wire and bring this to a central location. Here we'll take the 2 pieces of LED tape and tie them together so the length of run is even and it's fed in the middle. And then we're going to come down here And normally we'd put a transformer in down by this receptacle, but you already have landscape lights and you have a landscape light transformer.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing that powers this.
Oh, that's great.
Your transformer is more than big enough to run these already, so why not have everything come on together at once? So we're simply going to tie into this wire and we'll be all set.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. All right, now we're going to take the wire and just feed it underneath here. Here comes the wire, Pam.
Okay. Oh, I got it.
Perfect.
Got it.
You want to take enough to go up to that top rail and a little bit extra.
Okay.
So we're going to use this little brass barrel connector. And what happens with this is we'll stick the wires on each side of this connector. We'll be able to tighten down with the Allen screw. Then we're going to use this heat shrink that comes with it to slide over. Once we do that and heat it up, it has an adhesive inside that seals it up and makes it waterproof. And this won't be a point of failure in the system. We're going to go ahead and secure these just like we secured the other connectors. And then we're going to staple the feed wire down the side of this 4x4 post. All right, Pam, the lights are on. What do you think?
Wow. Wow. This is a wow. I love this.
Glad to hear
Thank you
it.
so much. We needed this.
You're welcome. I think they look great. They're going to be perfect at night. A nice, comfortable light to have out here so you can see, but they're not going to blind you from like a floodlight or anything else. Here's the best part. Because they're tied in with your landscape lights and you already had that transformer, there's a photocell and a timer built into that as well. They're going to come on at night, at dusk, all year round, then turn off with whatever time you set them to turn off. You don't have to think about them. You can just enjoy them.
That's great. And the neighbors will enjoy the curb appeal as they drive by.
They look great, and I'm glad you like them.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You know what? Makes a big difference, and it's kind of an elegant solution, just hiding it under the rail like that.
Yeah, and we were lucky with that type of rail. We had that option, so we could use an LED tape up under there. We had plenty of space to run it. But there are other options that we have available for that tape if you have that kind of rail system that we didn't use here.
Such as?
Such as this setup. We have a color tape option, so it can change colors across the color scale. We can install a remote control. You
Look
can
at this.
put a Wi-Fi module in to control it with an app.
So that's me just scrolling around the color wheel right there,
That's
picking any
it.
color I want.
And again, it's weatherproof. It's meant to be outside.
Yep. So as you say, it comes with the remote control right here. And in terms of, what does this come in a big long reel?
So this particular reel is a 5-meter reel. You can get them a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. You can cut them, you can extend them. That is one thing you want to pay attention to, though, is length of run. There are limitations depending on voltage and the type of cable it is.
And this is obviously low voltage. So
This is, yeah.
Okay. Now, if you don't have a railing, I've got a patio, so I've got no railing around the perimeter. Other options?
So sure, just on a patio, you may want to look more at landscape lighting. If you don't have a flat rail where you can mount the tape under, and you have the typical posts, this is the quickest and easiest thing you see a lot of times.
So I'm looking at a little solar panel on top here,
Right.
so it's charging, rechargeable battery there.
Little battery inside there, usually runs for 8 hours, give or take.
And it just goes to kick the light out like this.
A soft light around it at night, not too much. Simple to replace.
Yeah, you don't have to
Easy
wire
to
it at
do.
all,
You
right?
don't have to
Just
do anything.
replace the other top cap, put this one on.
That's it.
Beautiful. Okay. And then something like this feels a little bit more sort of landscape lighting-esque. Metal housing here.
And it is, that's exactly what it is a landscape light. But if you have the posts and you don't have the room for this tape, we can typically install these on the post. Even if you have the sleeve, kind of run the wire up behind it, run this cable down to a landscape lighting transformer and turn them on that way.
So this is low voltage as well. Type of thing you can daisy chain. You have two posts, you know, one to the other
Absolutely.
and go
Yeah.
from there.
Again, you want to pay attention to how many you add based on what everything's capable of doing, but yeah,
Beautiful. All right, so a lot of options out there. LED has sort of changed everything in this
changed
regard.
a lot, yeah.
Including the disco colors. Do anything you want, right? How about pink for you? You like pink?
Pink's fine, but can I go with the blue again?
Blue, you got it. All right, Heath, thank you.
Perfect, thanks.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.